Thank you, Terry. And thank you all for this wonderful opportunity. Wow. This afternoon has been a long time coming. This moment has been a long time coming. After 4 years of laughter, sleepless nights, joy, anger, tests, late night Gary's Pizza, inspiring lectures, heated debates, all-nighters, and lava cake and Gretzky, we have finally arrived at our graduation day. This is the moment we have spent 4 years working towards, the beginning of our futures. For some of us, that future means more school. For some, it is a job with an exciting opportunity. For some, it is even volunteering in a new place. And for others, it means celebrating never, ever writing another paper or taking another exam again. But for all of us, it is the start of an adventure that we are anxiously anticipating. Nevertheless, it is on this day, as we walk across the stage to receive our diploma, trying not to trip, that we must take a moment to grasp the fortitude of our successes. The truth is, I can't speak for everyone graduating here today, so instead I offer you some advice, in case you do end up tripping, not just today, but in life. During my time as a sports medicine assistant, I've seen many different injuries, but what they all have in common is their initial treatment protocol. I'm sure many of you have heard of the acronym RICE: rest, ice, compression, elevation. This method is a simple self-care technique that helps reduce swelling, ease pain, and speeds up the healing process. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does this have to do with the graduation ceremony? It turns out that RICE is not only helpful in healing injuries, but it can also be applied to life's missteps, when you might trip. Let me explain. The most important thing you can do to heal an injury is to rest. I think about this in 2 different ways. First, when you stumble, take a breath. Remember who you are and who you're meant to be. You have the power of your imagination and the passion to succeed. Don't lose it. Don't let one fall or trip take it away from you. I would encourage you with all my heart to rest after you've fallen, but then get back up. Get back up and be open to the moment that unfolds before you, because ultimately, your life is made up of challenges, and you're the one who decides how to face those obstacles. Second, be sure to rest and appreciate life's joys, challenges, and journeys. Soak it all in. Take your time and breathe. Let life's stumbles help you. Remember who you are and what you've done, and let that drive push you forward. The next step I would ask you to remember is to ice. When you are injured, putting ice on the wound is an essential tool. If you think about it, CSB has provided us with our ice to use whenever we need it. We have been given the tools to think ethically, intellectually, and critically. Thanks to the education that we have received and the experiences that have helped us grow, those tools are now within us. We can use them anytime, which allows us to be pretty resilient. We have not just the ability, but the moxie to adapt and bounce back from any fall. I don't know about you, but I've stumbled quite a bit throughout my journey here at CSB. From walking into the wrong classroom and calling Professor Mom on the first day of classes, to buying lunch last week and realizing that I was out of flex, you could say that I have started and ended with a few tumbles. But because of the ice that my education and experiences here at CSB have given me, I've made it up here. So when you trip, don't dwell on it. Learn from your mistakes, throw some ice on it, and move forward. The third step is compression. When you trip, remember that you are surrounded and protected by a community. Here at CSB, we have created a community made up of incredible women from all over the world, whose identities span borders, languages, religions, and traditions. At CSB, we can look around and say that collectively, we have left our mark. This compression, this wrap, this hug, this family won't go away after we leave. We will forever be connected by our love for Brenner and Sunday Brunch and Gretzky, Johnny Game Days, and singing off-key to Piano Man at Sal's. So when you trip, remember that you are surrounded by a community of incredible women who will support, encourage, and inspire you no matter where you are. The final step is to elevate. The injured area must be raised above the heart in order to reduce swelling. Being a part of this community means not only being supported, but being raised up by one another. As the Queen herself, President Mary Dana Hinton said, St. Ben's will educate women to demand roles not open to them, to create roles that don't exist, and to empower another woman to expand and enlarge the roles in which she finds herself. As I'm standing here today, I can tell you with full confidence that CSB has elevated all of us. We are empowered women. We understand the importance of being courageous, strong, and bold. We are now in the position to provide guidance to those who may stumble on their own roads to success. I would like to take a moment to thank President MDH. You have been on this journey with us from the start. You and your family even helped me move in freshman year. And ever since then, you have continued moving not only me, but the rest of the CSB community by showing us what an empowered woman can do when she chooses to empower other women. So from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of my fellow Bennies, thank you. So my understanding is that these kind of speeches usually end with some phrase to commemorate our departure from this place. And for the life of me, I can't find a way to narrow down 4 years' worth of memories into a metaphor for this moment. So instead, I'll say this. To the class of 2018, the incredible women sitting in front of me today, I dare you to trip. Embrace the fall and the changes. Embrace the inevitable hardships and the empowerment that will follow. Each of you is heading off towards somewhere, and I'm so grateful to be able to tell you in person that I know you will get there. Thank you.